Hey, so I've been using this EcoFlow Delta Pro for about 2 years now, and it's just one of the best products I've ever purchased. And I really love it, but I thought I would just tell you about it and also give you a little bit of a demonstration. I've got a couple of different cords here. So I've got an AC cord that I'm going to plug into this handy dandy little PS5 controller. Yes, I do play video games a little bit. And then I've got this USB cord to USB-C, and I'm going to just show you what it's like when we plug some things in so you can kind of see what you're getting and how it works. So I purchased this for 2 reasons. I have a camper van and I use it to do all the heavy lifting power in the camper van. And the reason I was specifically looking at this was I was wondering, can it run a microwave and can it run a hairdryer? 2 things that I felt were pretty essential for the kind of van life I was doing. And so I have a small microwave in my camper, and I mean, it can fit a good sized plate. And then I run a small hairdryer from time to time. And this can do great with both, but it also can just power my general use in the van for usually for me about 5 days without having to recharge it. Now, another reason I purchased this, other than just wanting to run the microwave and the hairdryer, was the fact that the fast charge on this is insane. And so a lot of other batteries I had looked at were much smaller, don't power anything near this, and they would take like 7 or 8 hours to charge on an AC outlet. Well, this one, I think it's in like the 1 to 2 range. I don't think it's ever taken more than 2 hours for me to charge it, even when it's down to like nothing. And so that was huge for me to be able to do that on an AC outlet. I also have the solar panels with this. They're in my van, and so I don't have them out here to show you right now. And I'm not sure they're pretty big, so I'm not even sure I could do that in my living room. But on a solar charge, I think it takes around 11 hours. I've never done a full charge on solar, but a lot of times, like I was in like Yellowstone and Tetons for like a week or 2. And so I went in with a full charge, right? And then I would use the solar panels during the day, especially if I was like hanging out at the van and getting some work done or something. And then that would help me to just kind of maintain throughout the week. So that was kind of my routine, was to use AC for doing like a full recharge. And then if I wasn't going to be at another AC outlet for several days or even more, I would use the solar to kind of keep topping it off, or at least getting it up enough to where it would last me through the next day and so on. And so that was a really good system for me. This does also have the ability to charge on DC, so you could charge while you're driving. For me, I keep my this in like the garage of my van, which is underneath the bed in the back. So I never really used the DC charging option, but that's always a possibility as well. Okay, so those were the reasons that like sold me on purchasing this, and I'm really glad that I got it. It's been an amazing, like you can tell as soon as you get the box when you open it up, it's like feels like super fancy. They did a great job with all the branding and stuff. The brand has been really good, and it feels like they make good products just based on my experience with this. So a couple things to note. I think it's 99 pounds or 98 pounds, like around there. And then like for me, I can lift it by myself, but like barely, and I really don't like to. So it's always nice to have someone else lift it with you. But it does have wheels on the back, and then it has this, I'm not sure how much you can see it, but let me lift this up. It has like a suitcase handle, and it pulls out as far as like a normal suitcase handle does. It has like 2 extension lengths to it. And so it's really easy to move around. The only struggle I have with it when I'm by myself is that you have to lift it up into the back of the van. So if you were someone traveling by yourself, especially maybe a female or someone who might have more trouble lifting something, a ramp could help you with that as well. Another option is just like if you're going to charge it on AC, I can plug my van in and actually charge it while it's still in the van. So if you're at a place where your van gets electricity, you could also do that. Okay, the other way that I use this is here in Florida, because we have hurricanes, and hurricanes knock out our electricity. And so it's great for like a refrigerator backup. And so for me, it's got this dual purpose, and I've loved it for all those reasons. Okay, let's actually turn this on and have a look at the screen. So you can see here a few different things. In the center, you have how much, well, like what percentage of the battery you have left. Mine says 45% right now. Over here, this changes depending on what you're doing. So right now it says 4 days. Like that's how long this will last based on your usage, which it's like when it's off, it's not going to die in 4 days. That's only if like you're using it. If I were to just leave it on all the time, if that makes sense. So this is always based on both what's coming into it and what's going out of it. And that will update, like if you're charging it, it will tell you how many days or hours or minutes or whatever you have left to charge. Never days, probably. But, and then if you have stuff that you're using it like for output, it will tell you how much longer it will last. So it just kind of depends on what you have going on with charging and what you have plugged into it. Over here, you're going to have input wattage at the top and then output wattage below. And this is going to kind of show you like what's going on more specifically with, like, if I'm running a microwave, that output wattage is going to be really high. And then suddenly this over here is going to say you have like an hour left of using this or something. But that hour left is only if you continue running it at the amount that you're using it, if that makes sense. So as soon as I turn off the microwave, the amount of time left goes way back up, right? So that's kind of how that works. Let me show you. We're gonna plug in a little something here. I'm gonna use this USB outlet. And here you're going to have 4 regular USB, like USB A's. And then down here, you're going to have 2 USB C's. And I think, oh, those are both 100 watts. So that's really good, the 2 USB C's. The 2 over here are fast charge, the USB, and then those are like regular. So let's plug in, I have a little, this is like my little microphone pack. And you can see suddenly the output goes up. It's very low because it doesn't take very much charge. But I'm not sure if you can see that. I went from 0000 to 0001. And then we're going to plug in this AC outlet. And I'm going to plug in this controller. And we'll see what happens here. Actually, I don't have the AC turned on. So right here above the AC outlets, there's a button, and that allows you, if you wanted to be charging something up here and you didn't want to have to unplug all this, but you didn't need this to be, those things to be taking electricity at that point, you can turn the AC on and off. So I just turned the AC on, which is going to allow this to charge, and then that's going to update, and you can see it went down to 2 days. So that's how long this would last now if I just continued having these things plugged into it, based on the 45% battery that's left. So if I had these plugged in and this was at a full charge, it would probably last 5 days if I never unplugged them. So like I said, these for me last about, this whole unit lasts about 5 days, and that is when I'm using, I usually have like lights going in my cabin at night, and so I have a few different sets of lights that go, and those are all running on the electricity. I'm charging 1 or 2 laptops, 1 or 2 phones, and those are like the main things that I'm using, and then occasional use of a microwave, usually a couple of times a day. I have a little like electric kettle to make coffee in the morning, so I always run that. And so like I said, that will take care of all of those things for me, which is basically all I need for sort of daily life in the van for up to 5 days without even having to charge it at all. I find that it's easiest to just do the AC charge when I can, but especially if you're parked for a while and you can have solar panels out and you can get that free energy from the sun, like that's amazing. And so that's a great way to continue topping it off. And if I were I moved around a lot, so I didn't pull out the solar panels as much, but when I was in a place for a longer period of time, it was kind of easier to set that up and keep that going. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. All of the charging is on the back. So where you plug in like this to the AC or the solar panels, anything like that, it's all in the back. This is expandable. So if you wanted to buy another battery that plugs into this, that only, it doesn't have a face like this does because it has to be hooked up to something like this. You can expand this with 2 other batteries if you needed a lot more power. Anyway, I'm crazy about this brand. It's been awesome for me. I'm at 2 years now and still loving it and still using it pretty frequently. And yeah, I just hope it was helpful for you.